second half, we just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked. We couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our ass totally kicked in the second half. That's what it boiled down to. It was a horse performance in the second half. Horse. I'm totally embarrassed and totally ashamed. Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It sucked. It stuck.
Oh, greetings, people of Earth. Welcome to the third floor for our NFL recap week. That was the great Jim Mora, 1996. He was pretty happy with the Saints that day, I guess. When I found that, I was going to go back and look it up, and I was going to go look for the game, but I got everything set up already. But maybe on the next one we can come through with that one. All right, so we're going to get stuck for the game. But whoa, we're on delay. Okay. All right, here we go. There, I'll get the chat going. So there we go. All right, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat and everything else. We're early into the show here. I thought I said 8 o'clock, so 8:10 ain't bad. Like I said last week, we wanted to get on a steady schedule, so here we are. Looks like Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, 8:10 is going to be our time to go live for the NFL recap week. So if you're just getting here, or if you're getting here, or you found me and you're just checking us out for the first time, thank you and welcome to the third floor. Like, subscribe, share, rant if you would, follow, like, share, everything. Just do all that. You're here. You could already done it already. We appreciate it very, very much. So if you could do that for us, we appreciate it. So if you're new to the show, we recap the week before, see how we did in the picks, and then we pick week 3, and I'll give you some updates and see what's going on. Just before the show, I was going through my show notes, sort of here, checking things out, and I'm looking at the top 10 quarterbacks. Whoops, I was looking at the top 10 quarterbacks until it went away. Nope, here it is. I'm looking at the top 10 quarterbacks right now. All right. You got Geno Smith leading the pack. You got Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, C.J. Stroud, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott. A couple names missing from there. Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Darnold, Kyler Murray, Jordan Love. These guys ain't even close to the top 10. They're not even close. I thought that was really, really interesting to see the top 10 quarterbacks going into week 8. I bet you if you had something like that, betting in the office or something, man, I bet you it didn't work out too good. I don't think anybody had that as their top 10 going into week 8. That is just, that's just whack, man. So, anyway, all right. That's what I wanted to do. All right. Welcome aboard. So, if you're just getting here again, like, share, follow, rant, live chat if you want. You're watching on Rumble. We're also streaming to YouTube. So, let's get into it. How'd we do last week? We did not do good at all last week. As a matter of fact, last week was our first under 500 week we had. Yeah, we were ugly last week, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I opened with that. That kind of recapped our week there with Mr. Morrow, as he said at the beginning of the show. In case you missed it, man, go back and check out the opening of the show. You might enjoy it. Little rant from Jim Mora. At that time, he was the Saints head coach in '96. One of his famous rants. We went 7-8 in the picks. We went 7-8 in the over-unders. We opened hot, man. We were looking really good in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, a couple teams went on vacation, The Bucks absolutely disappointed me so much on Monday night. Just unbelievably so disappointed. So I again, Baker had a great game, and of course we're going to get all into this. So let's break it down. Let's start here. Let's start here before I get on a rant and forget where I'm at. Our winning teams last week were, let's see, Denver, the Colts, Bengals, Seattle, the Eagles, Washington, Raiders covered. And man, that was it. That was it. We lost by what did we do here? The over unders, yeah, like the same thing. We weren't even close on over and unders. I shouldn't. Well, we weren't close winning and losing them, but we were close in score wise for sure. For sure, we were in the game. We were in the game all week. It just didn't work out for us with the numbers. It's just plain and simple. So, anyway, all right. So where are we at now? Week 7. What did I just do? You believe this shit? I had everything right here. Where did it go? Where's my week 8? That's what happens when you get stoned before the show. Anyway, apologize. It was there. It was underneath the other page anyway. You don't have to need all that. Anyway, if you're just getting here, welcome aboard. We're just getting going. And like I said, if you just get here, if you go back and listen to the opening of the show, I think you might like it. Kind of solidified our week at 7-8, 7-8. All right. The Bucks are in trouble. We know that. Godwin done, out for the year. Evans is right now listed as doubtful with a hamstring. Not good, man. Not good. But rumor mill, Rams are shopping somebody. So let's see what happens there. Reddick returns this week to the Jets, so they should have a little something extra going for them this week. Being in New England definitely helps. Get away from home, get away from New York, get on the road. I watched Aaron Rodgers today on McAfee, which I say I always do before I come on here because it's a great insight on that show. Everybody fucking watches it. I wish I had an eighth of his audience would be fucking fabulous. But anyway, it's kind of cool because it's kind of relaxed for the guys to come on that are being interviewed, and Aaron fits into that group, But I like to listen to what he says. And again, the guy takes full responsibility, but he says they're playing, and I quote, he said they're playing with more anger than they are being focused on what they're supposed to be doing. So he's going to take the reins again. Like he said, he says, I have to be the one to step up. So I always appreciate that. Look, it doesn't look too good for the Jets right now. Sitting at 2-5, not good. But what helps them, like I said, what helps them is the schedule ahead. So if you look at their schedule ahead, not too bad. Pretty doable. I mean, they got the Colts in there. I forget who else they got in there, but anyway, one thing at a time, as they like to say. So let's see what we got here. All right, our top 10 rushing backs going into week 8. Derrick Henry is way ahead of the pack. Well, yeah, Jordan Mason's close, 667 yards. Henry's in there at 873 with his big game against Tampa. But if you noticed, Tampa held him down, man. He didn't get his yards until after he had that big burst. And after that, it was over. It was Henryville. So I'm not shocked at that. I was shocked that he blew up like that. I thought they contained him enough. But then again, the defense just, again, I don't know. Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, Kieran Williams, Alvin Kamara, James Conner, Barkley, Hubbard, and Robinson.
Brees Hall's right there. It's an interesting top 10. Well, I mean, they're knocking it out, man. The way they're going, I'll tell you that for sure. So we'll get to that. So Jet fans hang in there, Buck fans. I know there ain't no Buck fans out there other than me, probably. But whoever your team is, why don't you drop it in the live chat so I know when I get to your team if I have to be careful what I say or not. Other than that, I just let it loose. But yeah. So we took a bath last week, and a couple surprising games. But looking at the injury report, Watson. Jalen Watson's out for Kansas City. He's out for the year. Godwin is done for the year. Evans, like I said, he's listed as questionable. Brandon Ayuk, Niner, he's out for the year. Jameson Williams for the Lions, he just got pegged for PEDs, so he's out for 2 games. So Lions are losing him for 2 games. And then Deebo Samuels, he's in the hospital with pneumonia. And I'm going to skip over the shit that's going on in Miami because I really think it's horseshit that they're going to let this kid play. And then today he said in the press conference he's not going to wear the additional helmet on that pad thing. And then we got from Cleveland, we know Watson's done for the year. So Cleveland's done. That's the end of Cleveland. I don't know what they're going to do. And also at the end of the show, I'm going to get into the playoff doubts, playoff bound, and playoffs. Not happening. So, like I said, just getting here, dropping a live chat, man. Here we go. I'm going to give you my picks for week 8, the overs, unders, and we'll go from there. Yeah, so game 1, Thursday night, is the week 8, please. I had you up already. I had this all up, and of course, after I go to the window, then I see it. Okay, Vikings are at the Rams. That's the Thursday night game. We're going to take the Vikings -3. The over under is 48.5. We'll take the over there. Then we got the Bucks. We got the Bucks at 2.5. The Bucks are going up against the Falcons. They're at home against the Falcons. The second game against the Falcons. It's a must-win against the Falcons. We have to definitely beat them by more than whatever they beat us by, which was an overtime game. So 7, 8 points, 9 points. Everything counts if it happens to come down to the tiebreaker for the division, because you're splitting 1-on-1 head-to-head. You got to outscore them. So this is big time game for Tampa. This could be make or break for the season, especially being at 4-3. So we'll take the Bucks +2.5. The over under is 46.5. We're going to take the over. I just hope Baker has a big game. And as far as wide receivers, like, holy shit, we got to make a big move, and we got to make it fucking quick. I mean, you're talking 2 Hall of Famers, man. Next game we got is the Ravens. Ravens and Browns. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to take the Ravens -9, 44.5 over under. We're going to take the over there too. Excuse me. What was I going to say? There was something I wanted to say about that Ravens-Browns game. Not sure what it was. There we go. As soon as I get a producer, I'm sorry for the pauses in between, but I have to be producer too. So we had to change the ticker. I forgot. There you go. Here's a new ticker. Here's our picks. Scrolling the bottom. Follow along. All right, where we leave off. Ravens, Browns, -9. We're taking the Ravens -9. 44.5. We're taking the over. Texans -6. I just saw the Texans on here. Texans are home against the Colts. This is going to be the first week we ain't taking the Colts. Imagine that. That's pretty weird. But we'll take the Texans -6. 46.5 over under. We're going to take the over.
Then we get into the Packer game. Packers at Jacksonville. Do not screw me here, Packers. We're going to take the Packers minus the 4.5. The over-under is 50.5. I'm going to take the over here. I have no idea. I should not take. I shouldn't even fuck with this game. If I was a betting man, I would not be putting money anywhere near this game. This is the stay away from me fucking game of the week if you ever saw one in your life. So Packers Jags. You want to just pick it? Packers minus the 4.5, 50.5 over under. And like I said, we're going to take the over. Then we go to the Lions game. Oh boy. Lions. Fuck are the Lions playing? Oh, there it is. Ah, man. Fucking ad. Always a fucking ad. Tennessee, the Lions are home against Tennessee. This should just be a no-brainer. It's a big number though, people. 11.5. That's a big number in betting world. But I mean, why not? We'll take the Lions minus the 11. 46.5 over or under. We're going to take the over. I mean, looking at the score, the Lions could put 47 up, 48 up themselves. When we talked earlier, with the over-unders, when they get to a certain number, like I said, that 50.5, that's a steep number. I mean, you're looking for two teams to somehow balance along, make it a close game, 30-25, 30-20 something or whatever, or you're looking for a team just to blow them out. But if that's the case, if you're looking at it as it's going to be a blowout game, you have to put in a lot of factors into that. And, I got as far as what's the weather report, what's the grass like, you almost make it like a horse race, man. What's the track look like? We got a running game, we got a passing game. How's the defense? There's a lot goes into once that over under gets up in that, let's call it 47.5, 48. And then once it goes up from there, you got to know what you're doing. So hopefully I know what I'm doing on that one, like I said. Anyway, Jets roll into New England. This is the game they need. This is the game that they light it up and nobody will care. That's what'll happen right here. They're just going to light up the Patriots and nobody's going to care because it's going to be like, it was the Patriots. Who cares? Hey, anything in the W column, man, I'll take it. So the Jets minus 7.5. We'll take the Jets. We'll give the 7.5. 41.5 over under. I'm looking for this one to be an under. That's the first under so far we picked this week. So 41.5. This could be a low score. Jets defense. Jets got a defense, man. That's for sure. Next game, we move into Arizona. We took Arizona. Where's Arizona? Arizona goes to sunny Miami. Which brings me to the decision that being made down there in Miami that this kid's going to play. He's getting throws tomorrow. He hits the practice field. Press conference, he said he's not going to wear the helmet. The helmet protector. Man, I'd be having him sign every waiver in the world. I can't believe they're letting this kid play. I mean, this is beyond money or anything like that. Team's in a tank. Take the rest of the year off. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Look out for the kid's health. Anyway, we'll take Arizona +3 and 47.5 over under. We're going to go under. And then we got the Eagles. Eagles at Cincinnati. We're going to take the Eagles -2.5, 47.5 over under. We're going to take the over there. Eagles look good, man. They're starting to wake up a little bit. They're still going to be a threat for the playoffs due to what's going on in the rest of their division around them. But the Redskins are playing some football, man. Anyway, the Eagles -2.5, 47.5 over under. We're going to take the over.
Our next game on the slate is the Chargers game. The Saints visit the Chargers. I need the Chargers to wake the fuck up, man. Come on, Chargers. I mean, I picked them to win the division over Kansas City. I was way off on that one, man. Not even freaking close on that one. I don't know what I was thinking. I put a lot of faith in the Chargers. I put a lot of faith in the Chargers and Jets this year. Maybe too much. Maybe I should stick to the NFC. Maybe that's what I should do. Just worry about the NFC and screw the AFC. But the AFC is a lot of fun. So the Chargers -7, a 39.5 over under. We're going to go under on the 39.5. Neither team is having any scoring burst, so to speak. So the next game we go to is a big one, and to me, this is the game of the week. This is the game of the week. This is the game of the week. So listen up on this one. You got the Bills going out to Seattle. I don't remember the last time that I can remember off the top of my head Buffalo going to Seattle. So this is definitely a trip that they haven't taken in quite some time. So I'm looking for, you want to call it an upset? I wouldn't call it an upset. But you want to call it an upset, Seattle over the Buffalo Bills. Seattle +3. We'll take Seattle +3, 47.5 over under. I'm looking for the under. I think the weather's going to turn shitty. I think it'll be a shitty weather game. So, yeah, Seattle there. And then we got another big game. Very interesting game. Actually, I wish this game was on. What's the Sunday night game? The Sunday night game is the Cowboys and 49ers. Well, I could see what the NFL was thinking there. But too bad this ain't a flex week because I like to have this game flexed. The Bears go to Washington. This is going to be an interesting game. This should be a great game. Like the Detroit Minnesota game this week was absolutely mind-blowing, phenomenal. Great job all the way. What a game. Good game, decently called game as far as the refs are concerned, but that was a good game. That was an exciting game. I'm glad that one was on local here. I really am. I got to see that was an enjoyable game watching Detroit and Minnesota. Really good. Good coaching, man. That's what that game came down to. Good coaching. Smart coaching. But we got the Bears going to Washington. I took Washington for 2 reasons. +3, and they're home. So I like Washington +3, 43.5 over under. I like the under here. This is going to be a battle. This is going to be an interesting one, man. I look for Washington to win it out. +3 is a good number. So that's a good game, man. That's a good game. Be a lot of fun. And then we go to, boy, I really can't stand these guys. Kansas City goes to Vegas. This used to be such a great game to watch on TV back in the day. Especially when the Raiders were in Oakland. This was great on a Monday night with Cosell and the guys, man. It used to get tough, brutal fucking games. It doesn't have that swagger no more. With the Raiders moving all over the country, can never find a home, it seems. But anyway. Yeah, Kansas City goes into Vegas for Raiders. We're going to take Kansas City +10. I mean, come on. I don't see Kansas City having any issues here. I seen them have issues a couple weeks ago, and I was wrong. So I can definitely not be wrong by picking them, giving the 10, 41.5 over or under. We're going to take the over. It's going to be a blowout city. Mahomes will be all over that, especially being in that city. So look for Mahomes to be a big game, just big blowout. They could put 50 up, maybe. They might put 50 up. And then we got the last late game is the Panthers go to Denver. Excuse me. The Panthers go to Denver. We're going to take Denver -9. Wow. Who would have thought a couple weeks going into the beginning of the season, who would have thought that Denver would be -9 going into week 8? they're playing football. So kudos. -9. So we'll take Denver. We'll give the 9. No problem here. 43.5 over under, and we'll take the over there. You know, just I like to watch that game too. That game would probably be pretty interesting. And then we move on to the Sunday night game where the Cowboys go to the 49ers. 49ers, 4.5, -4.5. We'll take the Niners -4.5. 47.5 over under. We're going to go over. This just looks like it'll probably turn into some kind of shootout with the Niners just pull ahead. Probably late third quarter, the Niners will maybe start putting the icing on the cake and then put them to bed in the fourth. And then Monday night, we have a fantastic game on Monday night. Fantastic game on Monday night. You got the Giants going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is home against the Giants on Monday Night Football. Wow, that's a good game right there, man. Pittsburgh -6.5. We'll take Pittsburgh minus the 6.5. 36.5 over under. No love for either offense, man. No love for either offense. When you're talking about 36.5, man, and you're looking at least 18, 19. I mean, that's an insane over under 37.5. I mean 36.5. So we'll take Pittsburgh minus the 6.5. 36.5 over under. I'm gonna take the over there. It's got to be. So there you go with our week 8 picks. All 8. Everybody's playing this week too. No buys in week 8, man. I like this. Back to the full slate, and then in week 9 we're back into the buys. Let's take a peek at week 9. While that's going in there, if you're just joining us, man, thank you. Appreciate you. Like, share, follow, rant, rave, all that stuff, please. Live chat's up. I put my picks are there. You want to put your picks in, we'll compare them next week. Go for it. I mean, you're here, you might as well, right? All right, looking at week 9. This is advertisement out of here. Thursday night game is the Texans at the Jets. Then we got Raiders at the Bengals, Denver at Baltimore. That should be a really interesting game. We also got Rams at Seattle, Bears at Arizona. That could be there's some interesting games here coming up. These next 3-4 weeks could be interesting for certain teams and certain coaches. Chargers are at the Browns. That should be a slugfest. Cowboys, Falcons. Oh my God, I gotta be a Cowboy fan that week. Maybe I gotta root for a tie. Dolphins at the Bills. Redskins at the Giants. The Jags at Philly. The Saints at Carolina. I need to be a Carolina fan that day. New England at Tennessee. The Lions and the Packers. And then the Sunday night game. This could be a pretty cool game. Colts and Vikings. That could be an interesting game. And then the Monday night game. Oh boy, here we go. The Buccaneers go KC. Super Bowl replay. Week 9's nice. Week 9's looking good. So there you have it. Week 8. The Week 7 recap. Week 8 picks. Peek into Week 9. Now let's look at. We're going into Week 8. The playoff. Let's call it the playoff crystal ball is kind of started to defog, and you can start seeing things work out. So right now, we'll call it the playoff doubt list. I mean, you're in there, but there's things that can turn in a heartbeat for you. And I put in that category of the playoff doubts is the Bucks, the Jets, Seattle, the 49ers, and the Packers. So to me, they're in that little group where they got to start being. You just got to win. Just got to win. Plain and simple. You know, we could break it down. The offense got to do this. Defense got to do that. This guy's be this. This guy's got to be that. Of course, that's all part of the chemistry. But the bottom line is get the win. Get the win. I didn't like any of the play calls I saw in that Buck game, man. I was disgusted by it, to be honest with you. So in the playoff doubts, like I said, you know, the Jets, we know what the Jets got to do. The Jets definitely got to win. Make it to their bye week. Just win it. If they could win out to the bye week or just maybe drop another game, that's it. End of it. But for the most part, the Jets they got to hit a streak. They got to take off, baby. Just like their name says in their logo. They're Jets. You guys can't be on the runway anymore, man. You got playoff bound. Who looks playoff bound without a doubt right now? I got in that little group. I got the Vikings, the Lions, the Ravens, Kansas City, Chicago, Washington, and Denver. All these teams are looking stout enough to go to the playoffs and handle the rest of the year. Especially, you know, teams like Denver and Washington and Chicago. Yeah, they're surprising teams. Look, anything can happen on any given Sunday. We've been there and heard that 1,000 times. The point being is these teams are just winning ball games and they're kicking ass and taking names is basically what they're doing. They're not only just winning games, they are devastating people. They're tearing people alive, man. I mean, the Vikings until they just reality check. Okay, nobody's going undefeated. Kansas City's going down. Of course, they're not going down this week against the Raiders. The following week, yeah, they may be home against the Bucks. That may be a fucking crazy place to play in. I ain't worried about it. I think the Bucks right now got a little bit of an attitude right now because that was a sour loss against the Ravens, especially in prime time, man. Come on, guys. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know, Monday Night Football. Put it out there. You know, a bunch of years ago, Indianapolis was playing in Tampa. Peyton Manning was the quarterback. The Bucks were up by, I think, I'm not even exaggerating, they were up by 17. I think it was 17 points they were up. They lost the fucking game in the second half. Game was over. Peyton Manning just lit them up. Second half just came out, made all his adjustments. Boom, 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 it was over. So I know it. I felt it. So it can happen. Trust me. But the Ravens, solid. Kansas City, they're going to get all the breaks. I'm going to leave it there. Denver's for real. The Bears, a little bit of a question mark. Just a little bit. Not much, people. Just a little bit of a question mark with the Bears. The key with the Bears to stay into this bubble I got them in is to stay healthy. No injuries. They don't need anybody fucking going down. Nobody, man. They don't need anybody going down for anything. So again, sorry. Do my producer role. It was kind of smooth. All right. Anyway, yeah, Bears got to stay healthy. Just stay healthy. Keep the guys on the field. I'm not sure when their bye week is coming up. Should have been, yeah. Well, I don't know where I'm going with my rant, so I can't be prepared for the rant and give you you know what I'm saying. But yeah, Bears look good. Same thing with the Redskins. All right, sorry. Commanders, Washington. We'll just call it Washington. Washington is another team. Got to stay healthy. One of the key things I'm seeing about Washington that nobody's really talking about is their special teams. They got an excellent special teams game. I seen that in the stats. That's why I brought that up. Somewhere I was looking at special teams and all this other stuff, and I kept seeing the team Washington up at the top of the list of almost all the categories. So it was pretty interesting. Remember, special teams is extremely important, especially when it comes playoff time. So keep that in mind. Put that one down in the little nugget box, and maybe we'll bring that up at the end of the year and say, man, see, I was right. So yeah, teams that are done. Teams that are just the way I'm looking at it, and I think you'll look at it. There's like no way Carolina, the Browns, the Giants, the Rams. I even got the Cowboys there. Miami and New England, they're just done. Sorry, there's no hope this year. It was a good run for whatever you did, but you're not even coming close this year, especially to the playoffs. You're just not going to come close to the playoffs. So, anyway, that was a nice rant. Every freaking time. I just wanted to see if I had it here. No, I'll have that for the next one. I'll delve into a little special teams. We'll rank the teams of we'll rank the special teams in the next week's show. So the week 8 recap and the week 9 picks. We'll delve in a little bit into the special teams aspect, see how we're doing 9 weeks into the season. So we'll go from there. But yeah, the Browns, they're done, especially with Watson out. Giants, thank God. I mean, I'm born and raised in New Jersey, and I was never a Jet fan. I was never a Giant fan. There was only, 2 teams in town for me. For my uncle, there was only 1 team. No, for him, 2 teams. He was a Yankee and Nick guy. I'm a Yankee Rangers. I love my Rangers. But there was only 1 team in town when it came to baseball, and that was the Yankees. But when it came to football, man, I was just like, I can't root for these guys. And before Tampa Bay became a team, I was a Raider guy. I loved the Raiders. Marv Hubbard, Darryl LaMonica, Jim Otto, George Blanda, Otis Sistrunk, Phil Piano, Darryl LaMonica, Fred Biletnikoff, Ray Guy, Stork, Ted Hendricks. I mean, I just rattled that off the top of my freaking stone brain. My 61-year-old stone brain. I just nailed them team, almost the whole team, almost. But right off the top, that's how good that fucking teams were then. I could actually sit here and tell you the Raider team from the '70s. But then once the Bucks came into town, it was cool because I was like, all right, I'm still young enough. I could still choose my own team. Everybody was, it was weird. In my school, it was either Steelers, Raiders, Cowboys, and just that, like, nobody really, no Giant fans. Their dads were Giant fans, but for the most part, no kids were Giant fans, Jet fans. Nah, but hey, we all love Joe Willie, man. That's for sure. We were all Joe Willie in that playground throwing a football. We were all Joe Willie, man, for sure, bro. Broadway, but I was a lefty, so I had my man Stabler later on. But anyway. So there we go. Anyway, yeah, we'll look into the special teams into the next show for sure. That sounds interesting. We should delve into that. What else we got going here? Thursday. It's scrolling right there. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna delve into the World Series. I got a shit ton of notes. I got them everywhere. Got some videos. I think I nailed it where I'm going to be able to split the screen. I can show you what I'm talking about. Chart stats and all that. Highlights and clips. So tune in Thursday night for sure. It's going to be that's going to be a good one because I can let loose. I know I was going to do a baseball kind of I think it was Thursday. I was going to do it, and there was no way that I was hitting live after watching. The Yankee games were just too much for me. Those 3 games were just the epitome of Yankee baseball, being a Yankee fan and just pulling and grabbing just every pitch. What a fucking phenomenal series that was. And those 3 games were just lights out, just beautiful games. But I got a lot to say about a lot of shit that went down in them games that make them get there like that. Especially with my buddy Booney over there.
So yeah, look for that on Thursday night. Thursday night. Times are in there and everything else. If you go into the descriptions, please read the descriptions. Got a special note in there. My wife just started her own designer bag page. She's actually in the other room right now, sewing away, making bags. They're all handmade. No two bags are the same at all. Please, if you go to her Facebook page, you'll see a description in there. There's a link to it. Please read their story. You'll understand why she does this and why we're going to have them up for sale. So our first merchandise is basically my wife's designer handbags that she makes handbags. None of them are the same, and they will never be the same. No bags are alike. Go onto her page. She's new at it, fresh at it, and I'm helping her with it. So we got more pictures and more bags to put up there other than the ones that are up there. There's a contact her, and she will provide you all the information as far as showing you the bag in more detail. She does a video of it. I help her with it. She'll show you the entire bag to make sure it's exactly what you like. If you see anything in there you might like to add or change, you just let her know then and there, and she'll put it on there. And all the prices and everything we'll discuss on there when you make the contact with her. Okay. So there's the plug for the missus. She'll be very happy. So please, it's in the descriptions. I put it in the descriptions. I was wondering if I put the link in there. I did put the link in there. So please, if you get a chance, please check out the wife's designer handbags. That's Cristiana Valenti Designer Handbags on Facebook. Okay. You all know how to do that. But the link is there for you. I appreciate it. Go there and help her out. Like I said, read her story on her page and you'll understand. And I'm going to get into it here. But as you see scrolling there, that's Thursday night. We'll have the big World Series preview, predictions. I'll choose my MVP, break down a few other things. Maybe we'll have a contest or something like that. Gotta get you guys in a live chat, man. By the way, thank you to everybody on Rumble. Everybody that tunes in on Rumble, thank you so much. The numbers here on Rumble are staggering. I appreciate it so very much, man. The numbers here on Rumble are absolutely destroying my numbers on YouTube, and I'm not even that surprised. And basically, I just use YouTube as the tool. This is the place to be here on Rumble, as well as X. So thank you Rumble. And if you're watching me on Rumble, man, thank you. Please like, share, rant, do all that stuff for me. Help me out. I mean, you're here. You could have already done it. So please, every little bit helps. What else we got coming up? What else is coming up here? Not sure. Election night. Don't want to miss election night. Screw MSNBC or CNN and all them other ones. Screw it. Watch it here with me. I'll have it live. We'll be lit up, man. I think we're even going to have a couple people here to watch it. They even have even more of a festive time. So so please, if you're in here now, please check us out on the election night bong special. It's going to be a treat. Got a lot of things in store for that one. That one's going to be fun. And like I said, we're probably going to have a couple people here. As you can see in my background, we'll have a couple people here to join us on our big screen and watch the election unroll on right in front of you with live commentary. We'll have the live chat as we always do. So if you're here, man, jump in the live chat. If you could help the show, we really appreciate it. Cash App, PayPal, got the links down there. If you can, excuse me, man. If you can contribute, we appreciate it. Like I said, the show, we got merchandise coming. Got the wife's handbags out there now. I just ordered some stuff. I went through Vistaprint, so by the time it'll take a couple weeks, but as soon as that comes in, I'll have that up there for some simple merchandise. Nothing crazy, because hey, to make the show grow, need money, and we start little. And the more we sell, the more we get out there, and everything else, everything will fall in place. Also, looking for sponsors. Looking for sponsors of the show. Anybody out there? Know anybody wants needs live ads or something like that? Hit me up in the links, man. We can work something out. I'll give them a live one. I'll give them a live read, live commercial. No problem, man. No problem at all. I like that kind of stuff. But yeah, so again, we got the week 7 recap. Our worst week. Yeah, our worst week of the year so far, man. Under 500 is not good when you're doing picks, especially when you're rolling double picks. When you're picking the game and picking the over and unders, man, you're doubling the numbers, man. So, but right now, whew, that was a brutal week. But we're gonna come back in week 8. We're still above 500, by the way, folks. We're still above 500. By I think we're 10 games above 500 with one push. Forgot about that. Yeah. Last week I had on the ticker, man, I had the updates of where we were, and I forgot about the tie. Yeah. We pushed one game. I forget what game it was, but yeah, we let her bam right in there. I think it was a Pittsburgh game, to be honest with you. I think it was a Pittsburgh game where we wound up with the push. So yeah, we're 10 games above 500 plus one push, however you want to read that. So it's still 10 above 500. So yeah, next week, again, Tuesday night is the night. NFL recap, NFL picks, NFL news, a bunch of bullshit ranting about whatever towards the end. I always like to throw in at the end. I like to turn into like what the other show is really like, when we just cut loose and everything, just talk about just about anything, but try to keep it in there. But hey, that's who we are. Again, if you just found us and you were scrolling around and you went in here this long, I hope you liked, shared, subscribed, follow, rant, rave, whatever. We really appreciate it. And again, all the links to help to donate to the show and help us out, all the links are in the descriptions on both YouTube as well as here is on Rant and on X. Yeah, so 3 platforms, man. That's not bad. All right, so we're getting out there. And again, I see the numbers climbing in Rumble, man, are phenomenal. And the analytics within Rumble look really good too. So I really appreciate it. People are coming along and people are hanging for a little while. Really appreciate it. We just got to get the crowd up a little bit. We got to get some more folks in here. So if you're here and you like it, come on. Tell your friends, tell them to hang out with us. It's only about an hour on a Tuesday night for some NFL talk. Why not? What else you going to do? Bullshit? There's nothing else to do. If you're on the East Coast, it's fucking 11 o'clock. What are you doing? Watching fucking bullshit Jimmy Fallon? So fuck that. Tune into the Third Floor. Have a laugh. Hang out with us. See what's going on. And it's only 8 o'clock on the West Coast. So what are you doing? You're just getting going, man. So fucking hang out with us for about an hour or so. And yeah, it's always fun here on the Third Floor. So yeah, we got the election night bong special coming up. Like I said, we also have the World Series special coming up on Thursday night. That's an 8 o'clock go. 11 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, and that's it. So again, please, thank you. Thank you for coming to up to the Third Floor, hanging out with us, getting the recap and the NFL picks going. And we'll see you next week for the NFL show. Thursday we'll be back live at 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern time, with our World Series special. Like I said, that's going to be fun. I got a good show planned for us. And I might even have somebody here, special guest hosts, whatever you want to call them, guest host. I mean, whatever. But yeah, that's going to be Thursday night, 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern time, the World Series preview. Yankees, Dodgers, my 4th Yankees-Dodgers World Series. 77, 78, 81, and here we go in 2024. Yeah, so tune in Thursday night, get all my predictions. I'll break it all down for you, player by player by player by player, and manager by manager.
and we'll have a lot of fun. So don't miss that one. And again, thanks for coming up and hanging out with us, man. We super duper appreciate it. You guys are the best. Just please, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. I think the more consistency I put into the show, the more you guys will show up. And maybe when you're here, you'll start chatting, you'll start typing, and we can interact a little bit and get the show a little more aggressive, more attractive to other people that come on in and want to get into the act. So that's the whole goal. So come on up to the third floor. Help us out any way you can. Show up on when the show's up. If you can help, you could help. And if not, we understand because I get it. But we got a show to do. So, and I got plugs to do and stuff like that. And I'm just joining in with everybody else. Everybody else is asked to help the show. So do I. And we're going to get better and better every time we come around. So again, thanks for coming up to the third floor and hanging out with us. Come up next week, next Tuesday, 8 o'clock Pacific time, this Thursday night, 8 o'clock Pacific time, the World Series preview, Yankees, Dodgers, predictions and breakdowns and everything else like that. So until next time, people, always remember when you come up to the third floor, remember to bowl up, to bong up, and then beam on up to the third floor. We'll just be hanging out, waiting on you, waiting for your company. We'll be just chilling, hanging out in time and space. These people. Love you.